beautiful people, and welcome to Women Forgotten, the series where we talk about women who are forgotten or women who are just not talked about as often. So, today we're going to dive into the story of Mary Anning. And Mary Anning was an amazing, I say amazing, girl. And honestly, it's crazy everything that she did. So, she was born in 1799 in a small town, and because her family didn't have a ton of money to make ends meet, she would help her father collect fossils, and they would give the fossils to people who had a ton of money, who were rich tourists. But yes, it was dangerous, and yes, being a fossil collector then was really just quite dangerous. But despite any of the facts that show how dangerous it is to be a fossil collector, Mary Anning, only at the age of 11 years old, took over the whole fossil business when her father died. I mean, imagine this. Imagine your father dying and you guys owning a business together and then you taking it over at 11 years old. It's crazy. When I was 11, I was playing with Barbie dolls in my friend's basements. It was great. It's crazy, though, how she did all of this at age 11. And to top it all off, at the age of almost 12, about 12, Mary Anning, she discovered that animals can go extinct. Because back then, they thought that animals couldn't go extinct, and she found two skeletons from animals that nobody has ever seen before, and it was crazy. It was crazy. And everyone was astonished by it. They were amazed. And so she told her scientific accomplishments to geologists, doctors, and they all respected her ideas and her findings. But sadly, they put it in their own work. They took credibility for her work and said that they did it because she was a woman, which is really crappy. Because I feel like, everyone deserves to have equal rights, and women are just as valid as men, and men are just as valid as women. And we all should be treated equally. Pretty simple. But the thing is that back then, things were different. As most of you listening to this podcast know, things were quite different then. But on the bright side, Mary Anning's discoveries allowed the world to see fossils as more interesting rather than just pieces of garbage, at least to some people. And as she got older, she was able to talk to educated men. And you may be thinking, okay, women talk to men all the time, Sid, okay? But back then, women weren't allowed to talk to educated men. Educated women were not allowed to talk to educated men or uneducated women. No matter what, women were not allowed to talk to men unless they had an interest in marrying them, which is really crappy and really just sucks, But she eventually got to do that, and as time went by, she showed the world how to accept women more. And she did a lot for this. She did a lot, honestly, and I'm just glad that people have discovered her, people have discovered her, and now she is being remembered for her accomplishments, for her scientific accomplishments, and I think that is amazing and fantastic. And honestly, if anything, this story shows us that no matter how old or how young you are never too young or old to do what you want with your life, to do anything. So, reach for the stars, do what you want. That sounds really cheesy, but yes, accomplish what you can in the life you have. And live life to the fullest, keep learning, and, before I go, I should probably tell you guys what next week's episode is going to be about. Next week's episode is going to be about Ada Lovelace. And Ada Lovelace is a writer and mathematician, and she did amazing things, such as, I probably shouldn't tell you what she did, I'll just give you a hint of something cool that happened. So, the U.S. Department of Defense named a computer language Ada after Ada Lovelace, and Ada Lovelace, honestly, she has inspired characters in narrative graphic novels. She described herself as a poetical scientist, and last but not least, she was the first person to create a computer program, which is amazing, I just have to say. Those are a few things about Ada Lovelace. Be excited, get pumped, get some popcorn for next week. Actually, don't, because if you got popcorn now for next week, it'd get old. You get the point. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!